All right. Woo! Does anyone know how many days left we have? Has anyone worked it out? We should have like a ticking like clock. Ding, ding, ding. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. It's probably around 5 weeks, maybe less than that. Or maybe just above that. Anyone can work it out for me, that'd be great. But yeah, so excited because this is like the crux. This is where it starts to really come into fruition. I'm starting to put the work booklets together. I've got our beautiful guests lined up. I've got you guys lined up for your facilitation. And just really starting to map it out over the next week. 6 weeks and one day. There we go. Woo! And so this is like really important time for us to keep gathering, keep coming together, keep, being in the space to really nut through like the things that we want to learn about, grow into, experience, and so forth, so that we're really holding each other there. And also like being open to that magic of like we may have, someone still that is just sitting there ready to join us as well. So I wanted to um, drop in we've got a beautiful special guest. And if you've got 5 minutes, Gabs, we're about going to do something really special. Tans in our team is opening up for tonight, and she's going to do something very special and very cultural for her. So you can give us a little insight to what you're doing and intro, and then drop us in with your special prayer.
Hey, kia ora everybody. I'm Tans from New Zealand. You all know me except for kia ora, Gabs, for coming tonight. I just wanted to open up tonight with a karakia. A karakia is one of our traditional Māori prayers that we open a lot of our meetings with and close them with. And we're really excited to be bringing our culture, which is Māori. I'm Māori, European, and a little bit of Cook Island. So it's really exciting to bring our culture into this space and into the retreat, and we're just so excited to be coming. So I'll just do our karakia, and then afterwards I'll just explain a little bit about what the karakia is about. Okay. So me karakia tātou, tukua te wairua, kia rere ki ngā taumata, hei ārahi i a tātou mahi, me tā tātou whai i ngā tikanga a rātou mā. Kia mau, kia ita, kia kore ai, i ngaro, kia pupuri, kia whakamaua ai, kia tina, tina, haumie, huie, tā kie. So that karakia is just about letting the spirit guide us and guiding us and growing us to our full potential, and letting it guide our work and our connection to our ancestors and where we're from, holding on to it and protecting it and not losing who we are and staying grounded and committed and just keeping strong and safe and being together and connected. So that's just a little karakia that I'd like to open with tonight.
So special. So good. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, share the emotions. We had Jean did one for us the other week as well, where Kylie and I it was actually just us, wasn't it? And then we were bawling our eyes. It was so beautiful. So I'm so excited for what you guys bring to the space, like this depth of like lineage work, and oh, it's so yummy and so juicy. So on that note, I'm really wanted to honor Gab's time. She's joining us tonight. She's a solo mama. Oh, now she's got a sexy partner. But yeah, so she's solo mama and has world schooled her son in this space. It's really opened her up. I remember years ago we had this one conversation and I called her. It was because I was running how to share your story, like I would help do these 3 sessions and I would help people do their launch post. Actually, if you guys ever want me to do that, I actually really love doing that. And so I shared how to do the launch post, but in that there was like mentorship coaching kind of thing that's just natural. And Gabs came to me and she's like, I feel like I'm really not supported, and just some of the stories. And we started to unravel it on the first call. And instantly after that, you just rocket shipped That her team would get on my team calls at like 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I've been talking about Gabs before and her team. They live in Perth, so they're 2 hours behind. So they would, or I love doing 6:30 a.m. calls. So you guys have got it good. I do night calls here, but I never did night calls. I always only did 6:30 a.m. and all my team would get up, and Gabs's team would get up for 4:30 a.m. just to be on there. It was quite a vibe for a while there. We had so much fun. We put some launches together, and yeah, we had such a good time. And then since then, Gabs has really built out such a beautiful community vibe in her community. A lot of Western Australian women along the coast, a lot of facilitators, breathwork coaches. So very similar. We've got similar stories, we've got similar energies in that way. Yeah, we've also got to experience lots of travel together and meet up in all different countries and sleep in the same bed and, do what we needed to do. So we're at the
We
different.
totally have.
And that's why she can celebrate. She's 682, almost dash two, or already gone dash two, almost there. It's just it's she can celebrate. She's had 50K months. I'm sure you've got some bigger months as well. But this is the journey that, she signed that moment. I guess we signed had that call and we kept going, and here we are a few years later. So love for you to share more about you, anything that you would love to inspire upon these women. I know that you've got a really beautiful piece you're bringing out to retreat. So Gabs is actually flying in just for our retreat for you guys. She does love Bali, so I think that's part of it. But but really, I put it out in the leadership, and she's like, "When? What dates? Let me figure it out. Oh, I'll fly out on this date," and so she's coming to join us as well.
So overdue for a Bali trip. So I was like, I'm there, let's go. But first of all, I just want to say thank you, Alana, for having me on here. And Tanya, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. I'm just sitting here with like full body goosebumps. It was so beautiful to receive. So thank you so much. And thank you to you all for having me here. I'm so excited to connect with you tonight, but also more intimately in Bali as well, and learn more about you and your stories. Um, there's so much to share. Like, I really have built this business from heart-centered leadership and through my own pain and my own journey and my own personal growth and healing. And to be really real and raw, when I started in this space, I was not in a good place in my life. Um, I really, it's like how deep do we go? Like, do we share here or do
Real
we?
deep, real
Oh,
deep.
oh, I'm gonna share more at the retreat, but um, yeah, I'll share more about my pre-life. And then, I was going through a separation. I became a newly single mum when I started the business, and I was not in the headspace to create a business and be online. I just wanted to earn income. That's all I needed to put food on the table, to support my son and I. And my upline actually left pretty much as soon as I joined, and I was like all of my patterns were coming up and just slapping me in the face. And this was the healing that I actually needed, because I was running this story of I'm doing everything on my own. I was single mom, and I moved to a town away from my family, and I was raising this child on my own. And I joined this community of this business for community, and then my upline left, and I was like, wow, like I really have to sit in this and see what is present for me. But this was the kink in my hose, right? This was the healing that needed to take place. And I reached out to Alana, and our journey was so similar. And she really held me. She really opened up her doors and her heart to allow me into her space. And just because of that connection and that vulnerability and sharing heart to heart, I felt that love and that support and that connection, which as women, we all need, in whatever season of life. And my business really started taking off. And yeah, there's a lot to share. It's been a really big journey, but to be honest, I couldn't even get on a huddle. I couldn't speak on team calls. I was so closed down. And the biggest gift for me, apart from being able to support my son, and I've had so many wonderful experiences because of this business, but to be to have the personal growth, to be able to speak on stage and share my story, and that was huge for me because honestly, 5 years ago, I would tremble. I could not show up. I did not want to use my voice. And my mindset was, who the fuck? Sorry for swearing, it comes from passion, wants to listen to a depressed single mum. That's where I was at. And yeah, if anyone said to me that I would have created a multiple six-figure business and travel and world school with my son and create a life like so aligned and hosting my own retreats, I would have laughed in their face. So, yeah, I'm really celebrating you guys for just being here and going all in and going to the retreat. It's these events that has supported me to grow personally, whether it was a TFE event or a retreat or, then stepping into hosting your own. Yeah, it's all growth and it's just so worth committing to for the growth journey and seeing what comes out the other side. Like, yes, there's so much fear that comes up and you're all facilitators. We understand the work. We meet our upper limits and our glass ceiling, and then we have to sit in it and move through it and breathe through it. And this is the real work. Yeah, it's not the strategies and the funnels and all the things. It's like how much can we hold ourselves? And the more that we can hold ourselves, the more that we can hold others throughout their journey as well. So yeah, there's so much that I could share about the highs and the lows, and the messy in betweens. And I will share one thing because I was Alana and I went to the Bali retreat with Christy 2023 now. Gosh, that was 3 years ago. And I was running for 6A2. I wasn't quite there. I hadn't committed yet. I knew I was close, but I hadn't, really gone all in and being I was active in my business, but I just didn't realize how close it was. And I got up and I shared a bit about my birth trauma that I went through and the postpartum struggles that I went through. And that was really hard for me to stand up in front of 50, 60 leaders and share. And it was in that moment, like I bawled my eyes out. I was a red hot mess sharing. It came out pretty ugly. But what happened in that moment, I had 50, 60 women sending so much love back to me as I was speaking, saying, "We love you, Gabs. We're here for you. Not that you've got this, but we see you, that kind of energy." And in that moment, something internally that shifted so deeply at a cellular level that my whole life shifted again. Like this was the next kind of expansion, but I had to have that breakdown before that huge breakthrough. And that's when I got to 6A2 and I hosted my own retreat. And the lesson for me was in that because I'd never shared that story so vulnerably and so deeply without it being met with what's wrong with you. You'll be fine, very much in the Australian culture is like, harden up. Yeah. And that was a lot of my childhood conditioning. Um, But to be able to be held with so much love, it completely transformed my life. And then, as within, so without, my whole business just transformed again, which was so beautiful. So, yeah, keep diving into here and being in service and impact. And a lot about what I'm going to share at the retreat is about creating a movement and really being able to move people with your story and why you do what you do. And I'd love to know in the comments, like I know Alana said that you are facilitators. Is there something specific that you are, that are your gifts? Is it breath work? Is it yoga? Is this something completely new for you? I had done yoga teacher trainings and breathwork facilitator trainings, but I hadn't really stepped into my power in that I was a doula, a birth photographer. So I had a lot of offerings that I was working in, but I hadn't really owned it. It was because of this community and this business that's allowed me to keep stepping and growing. But yeah, I'd love to know a little bit
Do you
about
remember that? I remember you sharing also on those first calls, like you're about to go to Bali again for a breath work set, like you just got back and it was real deep and yeah.
really deep because, it was hard for me at the time to, I'm just having real raw conversations with you guys. So just tell it how it is, right? Um, yes, I went 6A and I went 6A again, and then I went 6A again and went 6A2, and that was all wonderful. And I was traveling and I was world schooling. But behind the scenes, what we were navigating was obviously COVID. It was a pretty hairy time for a lot of us, plus going through legal issues with separation. But also, we became houseless, not once, three times. And there was a lot in there that it was a lot to hold. And it happened again last year. I was actually houseless for 10 months. I could not get a house. For 10 months, I ended up having to buy a caravan and live in a van out in the middle of the bush, which I'm so grateful for because of this business. I could make those choices to go to Bali for 6 months. I could buy a caravan, but there was just no houses in our region, and they were all turned into Airbnbs, and they weren't giving houses out to single mums. It didn't matter how much you earned. I was like, I'm having 10, 20,000, $30,000 income months, and they would not give me a rental on my own. So, you know, story aside, what I'm super grateful for is just
Wonderful.
having this business that has held me through the highs, yes, but those lows, because we're all going to go through something in our journey, along our journey, that we're going to need to take a step back, and to have something to support you and hold you, financially, emotionally, physically. Like, it's been such a godsend, um, so many times. So I'm facilitating a dance workshop. Amazing. I love dancing. It's something that I used to do professionally many years ago, prior to mum life, working on international cruise liners. So I would love to be in your energy and receiving that. Hopefully, I get to share that with you at the retreat. What are your gifts? I love your energy, Gabs. Thank you so much. Can't wait to connect with you in Bali. Likewise, John. Hopefully, I said that right, John. What are your gifts? Yeah, I'd love to know. So I know what I'm expecting coming into your space as well, because I know that you're all going to be facilitating and sharing your magic. Could you share how you found your signature offering in this business being so multifaceted? Yeah. Um, it's it's interesting. It's a big question, because when I first started, I was a doula, a birth photographer, and a yoga instructor. I was supporting a lot of women through birth, and my magic was birth and really supporting women and documenting birth. And that's how I started. That was my brand. But then when I became houseless, I didn't have the capacity to be offering and supporting women in this way. I really needed to support my own life. So all of a sudden, I was living the van life in the middle of COVID as a single mom, and all of a sudden, I attracted all of these van lifers. So my whole brand had to shift and pivot. And, we were just adventuring, and it was such a crazy, wild time. And then it pivoted again when I went to Bali. And then I was the world schooling, traveling mum, and I was volunteering at the birth clinic over in Bali. Um, so each year it's shifted and pivoted, but it's also expanded in so many ways. And over the last few years, we've been caught in this housing crisis, and I've moved that many times. And I always said, when I land back in a long-term home, which I've just moved into last month, that I will come back to my gifts and my offerings. So I feel like this retreat is really going to activate me again into how do I want to be in service. Because yes, I've been working online and supporting women through mentorships online and supporting them growing their business, but I haven't fully stepped back into my service work and my passion work. And I'm so excited. Like, I can feel it being birthed through me. It's almost like I've been in the house, and it started, all the downloads started coming in so hard and fast. I'm like, whoa, just give me a minute to land. And I hear you. I'm coming, but I just needed some space just to be with my family and get back into a new routine again. And then there's me going, okay, let's go to Bali. I'm ready.
So with that question, you're going straight into offering a Najik as a vessel. How did you do that from your authenticity? So how did you offer that for moving forward? And I know you're going to go into movement, and a lot of this is going to be a movement, but if everyone's fresh, like 1A, 2A is here, and they're how to get started, how to really get those first sales under the belt. How
How
to,
to bring Enagic into your already offerings.
yeah, and or
So,
lead with an adjunct so that because some people are still in, even some people have jobs because they
yeah,
haven't fully,
yeah.
so yeah,
So there's so many different ways of doing this, and I feel like it's really getting clear on the way that you want to be showing up because you can lead with the water, you can lead with lifestyle, and you can lead with your offerings and services. And I feel like this group in particular is very much leading with service work, impact work, right? Am I correct in saying that?
yeah,
Yeah, which is really
and
beautiful.
water as well, wellness,
Yeah, beautiful.
but
So
also opportunity. Like it's all there.
I think it's really a beautiful way to show up in this business because you are leading with heart and impact and service, and the education gets to support that work, the impact work, and the water gets to support it financially, but you get to bring it in. It's all interconnected, and I always talk to my team about the abundance cycle. So when money's coming in from Enagic, but your focus is breath work or your dance or a retreat, and money's coming in here and your focus is like I was doing voluntary projects. Yeah, I'm really into my philanthropic work. Um, and I was getting paid tens of thousands of dollars while my energy was going into something that I was so passionate about. Yeah, and it becomes magic. And then you share from that place, that embodied place, like, wow, my online business is supporting me while I'm showing up and sharing my truth and my passions and my service work. And it takes a little bit of time to get there, but trust in that. Yeah. And Nudgy gets to be the vehicle that supports your greater impact work. And this is really, it's funny that I'm speaking about this because this is, it's been activated within me again to step into this now that I have the capacity again. So I feel like you guys are really inspiring me as well, which is so cool. It's such a beautiful dance, isn't it? Um,
And so you said you shared mostly in your how who were your first sales? Like who were they? Which women did you inspire? Where do you remember back in the day? We had you even had that man, I remember, what's his name? And he used to get on at 4:30 a.m. He must have been through your downline. Kate Najjar and
Henry and
Henry, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kate stepped back in um,
Yeah.
after years of going out of the business. But oh, there's so much I can share. Like I went 6A the same month that I became houseless, which was so wild. The duality of my life was so wild, like high highs and low lows. And it was just like, whoa, like my capacity expanded a lot. Um, but when I went 6A, like this is another like full face plant moment. Um, I actually lost my whole team. And it wasn't anything to do with Enagic. It wasn't anything to do with me. Um, you know, COVID happened. There was some stuff that was happening in the uplines, and my upline left, their upline left, my whole downline left. And I was like, wow. And this is the alone piece again. I was literally standing on my own again. And this was back in 2021. So we're going back quite a while. And I thought, I don't know if I can come back from this. Like, how do you come back from this? And I remember watching a video with Christy and Beck, and I was so inspired. And I thought, if I can go from 2A to 6A in 6 months and create six figures in 6 months as a sole single mum, um, solely relying on single parent payment and child support, to creating what I had, that I can do it again and call in really soul aligned people. And it was at the time, it felt really challenging, but it became my greatest gift, because I could really just create what I wanted to create and share my message without, the noise of everyone or trying to be like anyone. It was like, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to stand for. You either come with me or not. And I love you either way. And it was so beautiful. The growth in it was huge. So because of that decision of staying and committing and rebuilding from 6A, all of my old team, my originals, started coming back in. And that was like 2, 3 years after. So
And
it
that's
was,
like each and every day for us. Like we have to re-choose. Like this journey, like, I get close to 6A. I've got a 6A run that I could have almost done it with you guys in the last couple of months. And then that didn't have enough sales. So now it's not, now there's no sales. Like it is part of it's like I could choose to, like I've got to re-choose again and do it again. You
absolutely.
know what I mean? I've got to re-choose again. You sometimes get almost, or you're almost off the ground, or you're almost, and it's like, well, you can take that as a defect, like something
Mm,
that kicks you back, or you
mm,
choose eventually, like you just go, all right, I'm re-choosing again. And even at the very start, it's like I have to choose this. The only reason I did really well at the very start is because I like fully made a decision 4 months after like sitting on the fence for 4 months. Do you know what I mean? And then I made a real hard decision. Well, I made the decision hard, I would say. Like I made the decision with lots of energy and just said, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing $10,000. And I didn't know
mm.
how that was happening, but I was posting, I was out talking to people, I was energetically doing the manifestation, I was writing every day. I mean, Gabs have been through the journey of when we actually sit down and write our manifestation script every day, like how much more that actually works.
I would write pages and pages of I am a six-figure earner. I am a six-figure earner. And I remember my mum laughed at me one day, and I just said it to her one day. I said, I'm going to create six figures in 6 months. And she laughed. And I don't blame her because at that current time, this season of my life, I was on single parent payment child support, no job. It was very far from my reality. But my previous role, I was a multiple six-figure earner. I was a FIFO offshore oil and gas worker, very different to my shift in my passion work. Um, but I'd write these pages, and guess what happened? It happened. The six figures in 6 months, because I was so, I don't know, it's magic. Ask and you shall receive. So there are a couple of more comments here. I've scaled my office back recently. Now work closely with ancestral trauma healing and transmutation and purpose reclamation. Wow, that's really powerful. Really powerful. Body work, energy work, based around our Maori culture and access bars. I'm not sure, I apologize. I'm not sure what access bars are. Guiding energetic healing, intuitive guidance, and space holding. Beautiful. I'm facilitating a dance workshop. I never have before, and I haven't performed in 15 years. Wow, that's amazing. And I relate to that. I really deeply resonate with that because I was a professional dancer on international cruise liners. I worked internationally for 6 years. This is going back 20 plus years. And I had a head-on car accident, and that was in 2005, and I've never danced again. And I was like, I feel like this is a part of me that I need to reactivate again. Yeah. And this is the constant work is stepping back into our joy, stepping back into our power, stepping back into what activates us, like what brought us alive when we were young. So I'm looking forward to dancing with you all and experiencing all of your
Full
magic.
moon party.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for having me on here. And I so look forward to seeing you all in Bali. And yeah, big love.
We know that Gabs is going to bring it in Bali, really get you inspired in your movement. But what have you guys taken away? Let's give Gabs some love in the comments, or if anyone wants to jump on out and just give her some reflection love on camera, feel free to do that too. Get your hours up.
Thank
Mastery is.
you.
Let's have a look.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Resilience is everything, grit and power. Thank you for your time, Gabs. I resonate with your story a lot. Thank you. Someone can come off mute. Go on. Someone's ready to talk. I know it.
I'll jump off because I'm a slow typer. I was just wanting to say thank you so much. You're so strong and brave, and I'm excited to just learn more from you. There's a lot that I know we can gain from you. So very grateful for you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Excited for Bali.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon.
And one thing that I really took away, and it's something that has been knocking on my door, you know, you get these knocks, and it is the daily scripts. And I know that at retreat we can do daily scripts because we're in containment together, but can we start our daily scripts now? Can we inspire each other in our group chat up until retreat? Because if anyone knows how the quantum field works, it takes some time for what to be programmed to come into manifestation. It takes around 6 weeks, actually. Gabs, you got to jump off, so love you.
I have to pick up my son, so I'll see you in 5, 6 weeks.
Love you, love you. Um, yeah, so reflecting on what Gabs said is like, yeah, and knowing my journey and knowing what it took and knowing all the other leaders' journeys, like what I hear and what we hear all along every time that someone's speaking is this manifestation script, is a magical script, is a moment where they've, created the video for 6 months from now, and said, I'm celebrating this. And then from that moment forward, started to write it into existence through the daily journaling. I just bought a new book today, a couple of new books today. I'm really excited for retreat because I'm going to start building out everything basically. So I've got a journal and I've got a sketchbook and I'm going to create all these cool things in there. But what if we also started to manifest and really and put the effort into our script of like what we're celebrating? Are we celebrating, 5 women that have joined our business for the next retreat? Are we celebrate at retreat? What are we celebrating at retreat? What are we celebrating or in the next 6 months? Like Gab said, she wanted to make 6 figures in 6 months. I wanted to make 5 figures in a month. That's what I basically said. She did great. She did 6 figures in 6 months. But she would spend she would spend a lot of energy on getting that programmed because you cannot get it programmed at a half-assed, right? Yes, you'll still have resistance, not saying that won't exist, but you will need to give it absolute energy that I'm going to do this. This is happening. There's a non-negotiable, like I'm doing the thing. I'm committed. I'm 99, no, I'm 100% committed. It's a yes, it's a full yes, I'm doing it. So maybe choosing something for yourself. And if you want it to be, something that you can see sooner, then choose the retreat as the day that you're celebrating and let's see what happens on the way, right? And yeah, and really spend that time like 5 minutes in the morning or 5 minutes before med. And when you've done it, like celebrate with us in the chat, like, oh my God, I just did it. Because that you celebrating is also then sharing someone else is like, man, I really want to do mine actually. I'm gonna go do that too. Um, and and we can just keep the vibe high because we got 6 weeks. That's a good amount of time to program our field, the quantum field. Because what we do today, what we do tomorrow will show up in 6 weeks' time, in 6 to 8 weeks' time. So our vibration right now, what we're receiving in this reality right now is based on our vibration from the last 6 to 8 weeks, like how we were showing up then, right? So it's like, are we really committed to doing that? It's like going to the gym. It's a challenge. You can't, like, sometimes it sucks. Don't want to go to the gym, but if you don't go to the gym, you don't get a result. So it's kind of a catch-22. Um, so um amazing. Oh, okay. So that one got me in the feels. There's something that's really big for me that I really want to do. I do really want to do it. And I want to see where it lands. And I have no idea. I'm also a bit scared. Um, so when I did my first retreat, I had this vision of starting a charity, charity sounds like such a it doesn't sound like the right word. That's all I have to say. I wanted to start a contribution project that would make me feel better, actually. Contribution. I think we already know when we go and give, like especially when times are tough, that we'll see that tenfold show up if we can give wholeheartedly. Like if we went out tomorrow, paid for someone's fuel, no doubt there'll be something in the future for you that you'll get to receive. Yes, that may be hard and challenging, especially when it's $2.50 or $2.70. But like the minute that you can lean into some more uncomfortable, like, oh, I'm going to pay for that person's food or I'm going to buy that a coffee, sort of things like contribution, we see that tenfold over and over in how energetics work. So I have a thing that I want to do, and I don't know how it's going to land, but we're going to give it a go. So, I wanted to start this project back in 2024, but not so long ago. And I stood up and I said at the end of the retreat, I was like, I really want to start this contribution project, and then I never did. Okay, so I own that. But I'm going to go back to everyone that was on that retreat and my other retreats, but I'm going to ask as my contribution project for 2026, I would love to bring out a woman to the retreat and fund her way there. So yeah, I can see Charlotte that I'm gonna cry. So it's a contribution to a position for a woman to be sponsored to come out. And the ripple effect of that, well, we just don't know what that will entail, what that will mean for that woman. But I'm trusting my instinct and my guide on this one. And there is a woman that I've already would like to offer this to, and I've mentioned it to her. And so I'm going to start a little like go fund kitty and we'll fund it. And then what I'd love to do over time is we'll start to do that more and more. Like we'll just have each year we can do at the end of the retreat. If you're feeling vibes, you've got sales coming through, like all of the things, we can put some money in. We'll, tune in next year what the next woman who needs to be there, or like just find these ways that we can contribute to the women in our spaces. So I'm just gonna put something together. Like honestly, it doesn't matter what it is. Just if you, $11, $25, $50, $100, it will all, it'll all come together and add up, and just tune into what that feels good for you. And knowing that, yeah, reciprocity, it's just natural that it will come back tenfolds anyway. So, and also on that note, I do encourage you to do like a conscious contribution through the week, like where you trust your guide. You're like, okay, today I'm going to buy someone a coffee. Who's it going to be? And you trust your guide, right? And your guide's like that person. You're like, ah, fuck, okay. And just see what happens. Or, just I've done this and it's like a really challenging time with the fuel prices right now, but I have done this where, you know, I've gone, all right, I'll pay for someone's fuel. Then, of course, I'm like, make sure it's a single mom, baby. Like, I've shared this story before, but then the single mom come in and I was like, oh no, now I'm gonna pay for someone's fuel. Oh shit. And I remember like awkwardly standing inside because you got to wait for them to finish the pump. And then as she's coming in, like step in front of her. So you're like, and I'd like to pay for her fuel. Anyway, it's so beautiful to go through the experience of giving, especially when you're trusting yourself, when you have resistance, when you have scarcity, when you have other things that will show up. Like it will show up, your scarcity, your like judgment, fear of judgment, yeah, all of that. But yeah, I highly recommend starting to get into the practice of contribution consciously, conscious contribution. Um, and seeing the ripple of that, because you will see the ripple of that. So I'm going to put something together. Are you guys in for supporting that? I'd love that. It's totally in your I'm going to put it out to a few people that have been at my other retreats and know that I wanted to do this in the past. And I want to see what happens when we do something, a contribution project like this. Let's see what happens. Something magic could happen that we have no idea yet. So it could be saving lives. Yeah, anyway, if anyone wants to come off the mic, because I'm feeling a little like I'm talking to myself. It feels weird. Tonight it feels weird. I don't want to talk to myself. Everyone's mic off. It's a
I'll come off
conversation
mic
night.
for a little bit.
There you go.
I I had acupuncture done on my whole body. Well, not my whole body, but just on all of my right side of my body. I'm so inflamed right now. I'm like on half a glute. And
I that was me yesterday, left side.
oh, it's so interesting because I was talking to the acupuncturist and he was like, "Oh yeah, like the right side is very masculine." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, tell me about it." Um, and I guess like it's just a pure reflection of how um because I started that new account and I'm just like I gotta pump out so many things just so to get in the algorithm almost and just get out there. And I've been so switched on in that sense. And all of a sudden, my whole right side is just like my sciaticas are all the way down to my toes, my shoulders
Wow.
up. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, why is it that I push myself in that masculine energy so freaking much that my biggest lesson, honestly, in life is just to relax and surrender? Like, and it hits me time and time again. You just gotta sometimes just be very comfortable in the feminine and just relax and just surrender. But then this masculine part of my mind thinks, but if I'm not moving the needle forward, like how am I going to succeed? So it's just that big that balance. And I feel like I get to a point where I'm just like beaten right down to a pulp and I'm like, surrender,
Yeah,
relax.
well, remember, it doesn't matter which step you take. So you could do nothing, 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 or like I'm just going to receive, 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 and end up in a circle. You could do, and end up in a
Yeah,
circle. Or you could do some, receive some, do some, receive some, do some,
exactly.
receive some, and it just starts
That's
to
the
move.
balance I have to figure out. Yes.
You're gonna
That's
maybe
that's
have to
what I
just
keep
like
coming to.
um, actually, this is kind of cool, but my ex-partner and Sammy knows him, Brett. But anyway, he created a diary for each masculine archetype. So on Mondays he had to be this character, and on Tuesdays he had to be this character. It could work for feminine and masculine. Mondays is, like just start to put it in your calendar. Today's a B day. Today is a B day until you trained yourself enough to know what the difference is.
Yeah. It's funny. You said archetypes. I've been reading this book. It is so interesting. It references a lot of the Bible in here as well. It's by
Mm,
Robert Greene, The Art of Seduction, and it speaks about different archetypes. And one thing that I've been utilizing in my content and my work lately is really understanding the way that you speak and the way that comes natural in your speaking and leaning so heavily into that archetype. And I've been finding that it has been sparking a lot of conversations.
mm.
So that's the feminine flow of conversation, but body-wise, I'm still working on it.
Did
I'm
you know that I
still
had complete sciatica yesterday on my left side? Twinning. Um,
yin and yang.
now
Oh,
I had a chiro session that's actually helped a lot, and I don't know, it's getting better anyway. I thought
I
from
tell you, acupuncture knocks you
I've been
out.
like, what am I needing to learn? What is this? I'm like, obviously, it's about the retreat, clearly.
Like
All of
full
this,
on
I
chat
need to learn it
GPT,
before the retreat. What is it?
like chat GPT diagnosing myself, like right side sciatica, shoulder pain. Goodness gracious me. So
Uh,
I'm a bit low energy today, but I'm grateful I made this call. I like honestly, I was just like 5 minutes towards call, and I'm like, I really do not have the capacity right now. But then I remembered I don't have to have the capacity because me coming up here as I am is enough. And being in a nice sisterhood like this, you're able to support as well. So that's I'm leaning into the feminine, you guys. I am
yeah, she's in a B era. She's been forced.
I'm getting my period soon also. So
Oh, there you go. Download time.
uh,
Download time.
this is
Just
my
what
download.
happens if you take a couple of days off the internet? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Tell that to my brain.
You know that one of my women that I mentored, her name's Jen, and she's quite like, has that mentality of I've got to do to get a result. Like it basically looks like this on the laptop. I was like, babe, what are you doing? I was like, babe, this is too much. You need to go to the beach and like go to the beach and do nothing. Like, and I said to her that was her task to do. And she went to the beach and she came back and she got her first sale. Not, no shit, no jokes. That's a real story. It's
I
like
think I'm
just
far
do the
into the
opposite to what you're
ocean.
doing if it's not working and go see what like yeah, see what happens, you know? If
I need a
you're
sailboat, no phone.
not
It's
posting, if
go
you're
out.
posting just one way, then try being heart-centered. Or if you're posting, like do something different, be vulnerable. Like Gab says, her whole business is built around her vulnerability
Mm.
and her honest, like her journey with this space with hardship, but the gratitude for this space. Like you guys have got something to be grateful for. You got a fucking retreat to walk into soon. Like you're gonna be having micro moments along the way. You're gonna have like resistances along the way. You're gonna have just this call being a shifter. Like if you can get really into your heart and actually share, like what is this doing for you? What is this shifting? What is this changing? Or what is this inspiring in you? Carla's like, you're so strong, Sammy.
Thank you.
Um, and just like, yeah, seeing how much more heart and opening that you can give and how, bits of story and a bits of value and bits of excitement and bits of the feels, like the feels, that's the feminine. The feels. The feels, Sammy. Um, so yeah. I'm excited. I'm going to start to formulate this plan, this beautiful retreat together and see how it goes. So I'm excited to do that. I'm also probably going into my moon soon. I don't know where I am in my cycle. I could be 2 weeks away, maybe. Does everyone else know where they are? I've got it on my app somewhere. I didn't do the 30 days. Any day now. Oh, okay, you're in front of me. Yeah, because you were on your, yeah, we were opposite cycles. Okay, so I'm on ovulation. I can make a baby right now. Um,
I'm 2 days in
yeah, okay, cool. Awesome.
the
Amazing. So
horrible
we're in
chesty
download
cold
mode. So
thing.
this is a perfect time for you to keep downloading that journey that you're going to create and get into that feminine joy of it. So it's not like you see it, the joy in it, the feminine side of it, the softness of leadership, because you can lead and feminine as well, right? It doesn't have to be doof, 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 doof. You could be like, I'm just gonna do a little boost, boop, 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 did it, and then leave it.
It's I think it's also doing the 90-day container and every week's like gotta learn and implement
Yeah, it is a
container
90 days.
energy.
It is a lot. How did you go watching the ads training today?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I did the worksheet. I don't know, does everyone have access to the 90 days? Because I have the worksheet on the Google Doc
Yes,
and I can
please.
share it. I can share it in the group, but it basically what it does is it just clarifies your ideal person and then works on your language and how to speak to them. But combine that with the book, even just ChatGPT it based off Robert Greene's book, The Art of Seduction, and I tell you, the stuff that it comes out with is pretty good. Yeah.
Amazing.
And then using that as to an ad. Oh, so I
Yeah,
guess that's
wow.
something I'm going to
Exciting.
implement after my moon. After.
And that's something that I wanted to just touch base on. I'm just going to seed it. Is that there is a new platform that the leaders have created, and it is apparently working a treat. It's 99 bucks. I'm still getting all the details about it. I'm going to go through it, but like if you have if you have someone enrolled, then it's 99 bucks that you get back as well. So it's not, it's just, it's a course. It's set up so it works for everyone sort of thing. Like there's no hierarchy owning the platform. You're just buying the rights for it and then you're selling the rights if someone comes in and you're getting that commission, so exchange. Um, and it's run by Aubrey. I don't know if anyone knows Aubrey, like she was one of the creators with Shah. Apparently it's got epic energy. So I'm going to drop a video about it. But these women, even Maddie Parker's doing amazing, loving it. So she can jump on a call and answer some more questions for her team. but they're loving the energy that's taking place with it, with the automation. So they're basically funneling an ad straight to one of their masterclasses, and because all the leaders are in there, every week there's a new masterclass. So people are stepping in and stepping up to do masterclasses. So there's always a masterclass to send it to, and it's done. And so when they register, they know when the next masterclass is coming, right? So they have access to that. And then from once you're in there, you got part of the school as well, so you can see all the wins and everyone has to invest for their discovery process, and they're finding that they love that because it builds more commitment. So it's like you become an offer. So that's your low ticket offer that you can learn how we can teach this as well at retreat. I'm working it out for as much value as we can. How to have an offer, like an ad. It goes to the masterclass. It'll be an offer. They watch the masterclass and then they pay to become part of the community, and that becomes part of your offering. It's just a way more like streamlined rather than TFE. How I usually make my decisions is I have a little look at who's doing what, how are they winning, what's their vibe, da 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 da. I think so. Moving forward, I think it's a really important decision to, if you want to automate and have your offers. Maddie's messaging me now actually. And yeah, so I'm gonna send you this video of Aubrey going through it. And I think for business, like if you're gonna start really pumping it, then you make a decision if you're gonna be yes, all in for this. Because your $100 that you spend on it is like you're gonna spend it somewhere else. It's easily gonna be found to spend somewhere else, but this is gonna have all your funnels, master classes, all by leaders, all by, women like us. You can step into the arena as well. The training, it's really simple and straightforward. So how about I just send that video, and you guys can check it out for yourself. But yeah, make a decision because yeah, we'll probably, for me, I think what will happen is I'll start to move away from TFE, but TFE is moving into school anyway. This is more fair. This creates a funnel that you can use. That's a vibe that people are winning, that they're celebrating their wins in there. Like you can leverage the momentum of the women in the space. Like it's going to be a vibe to be in there. I've already seen who's winning in there. It's like it's going off. It's good. So I'm going to share that video if you guys can check that out. And if you're a yes, I feel that we should get educated before retreat and start to really learn how to leverage it. So if you're a yes, let me know. I'll chat to Maddie if we can do even a 20-minute call just to kind of set you up right. And so they can teach you how she basically says, I'm going to the beach and I'm making money while I'm sleeping. I'm making money wherever I go, like, because it's so automated in such a really powerful way, it's working. Like I'll have money drop in, money drop in, money drop in. So, and I think that would be partly because it becomes a low ticket offer, which you can put an ad to and people just will buy it. So then you're making money off that. And then if they invest into an Angic, which they'll no doubt do, because it's led that way, then they will. Someone's lowering hand, upping hand, anyone? Any questions?
With the sales calls from that funnel, you'll like we'll do the sales calls ourselves. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Which is not a bad thing because then you know how to talk to the people and
Yeah.
actually, yeah, do
It's really just
paperwork.
putting the power in. It's like badass businesswomen ready to go rather than trying to offload everything. And I find I feel like I love TFE, but I feel like it's too much I've outgrown it. Not saying anything negative with TFE. I still think utilize it for as long as we can. But I feel like the simplicity of what they're creating and their energy it would be stupid not to get started while everyone's like boom, 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 education, learning, simplicity. So start to learn wean out as much as you can. Anyway, watch the video. I haven't even watched the video. So I just watched a masterclass and I was like, wow, these guys are on fire. What's going on? And then Kaz was showing me what was going on in the back end. And I'm like, I really need to get my own energy on board to get ready for this because I can see how this is working, and I don't want to be one of those people that go, oh fuck, 3 months, 5 months later, shit, should have done that thing that everyone was winning on, you know? Because you're just wasting time. Just wasting time for winning. And it's all the women that we aspire to be like I aspire to be around and love and like and care about in this space. And once you see them, I think it's USD. I'm not sure. I'll send you. I think it's USD because Aubrey's from the States, so it will be global. Yeah. Um, yeah, if you don't know these ladies, you will know these ladies, but they're amazing. Shah will no doubt. I'm going to try and Shah's already reached out to say she'll facilitate at the retreat as well. And so and Aubrey might also be living in Bali still at this stage. I'll check in. I don't know where she is in the world, but she was living in Bali for a period there. I know Shah for sure is available to come out to retreat. So what I may do is intentionally make Shah come out for an Ignite piece. It's called Ignite, to be able to help us with like, cool, like we could test and trial it till then. What of our gaps? What are we not doing? Why are we not winning? Or where are we? This is where we are winning, but we want to win over here. Whatever the thing is, like whatever comes up in the next 6 weeks, and we'll go. This is what we want to mastermind on to win. This means you don't actually have to do a lot of the work, which is great. And also, it'll be great for when you're like, I want to run a masterclass too. I'm going to step up and step in as well. Automation, baby. Yeah, that's actually one of the big reasons I got started in this business. And a lot of my business was built on automation. And honestly, it's a vibe. So I'm going to send that over. Once you've watched it, just trying to chuck your takeaways or what you're feeling, like honesty, all of it, everything, just put it in the chat and we'll go from there. And then if we're all a yes, I'll set up an account and I'll navigate what we do next and how we go through the process. All right. Any questions on retreat? No. Big group hug.
Not a question, but I will close us again in karakia too when we end.
Yay,
So, we're ready. Are we ready to close?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're like,
Okay, sorry. Okay. Kua mutu o mātou mahi mō tēnei wā, mana kitea mai mātou katoa o mātou hoa o mātou whānau, aio ki te aorangi. And that's just giving thanks back to everybody and peace to the universe.
Okay. All right. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, love you. All right. Bye.